Welcome to the session about the future of manufacturing and why today is actually the perfect time to reassess digital transformation strategies in the manufacturing industry. My name is Stefanie Naujoks, and I am part of IDC's Manufacturing Insights team. And today we see actually quite some changing market dynamics in the manufacturing industry. And first and foremost, for sure, the corona pandemic has exposed manufacturers globally to disrupted supply chains, temporarily closure of physical sales channels, or workforce limitations. And then, of course, there's a global shortage of key supplies and components, just to mention a lack of microchips here. And then there are evolving customer expectations, among others related to higher levels of individualization or related to fulfillment transparency. And then there is also an aging workforce and a lack of digital skills, which manufacturers will also have to address. And also increasingly, mandatory compliance needs and sustainability targets will require manufacturers to embed sustainability targets in their operations and also products accordingly. So why today is actually the perfect time to reassess digital transformation strategies in the manufacturing industry. And two things are relevant here: technologies and competition. And today we have an incredible number of digital technologies to choose from. We can work from anywhere. We can manage hybrid cloud and multi-cloud architectures. We have new ways to analyze data and easy to deploy and more scalable AI models. For better connectivity, we have 5G and also next generation Wi-Fi 6. We can apply intelligent automation, not only to automate physical tasks, but also to automate the way we process information. We also have an increasingly maturing smart wearables at our hands, such as head-mounted displays, smart glasses, smart gloves, and all of them can be used in the factories or in the warehouses. On the other hand, the time to reassess digital transformation strategies in manufacturing is now, because the competition from digitally advanced manufacturers is increasing, and which definitely requires manufacturers to act now. And IDC survey results show that for 33% of European organizations, the crisis has accelerated digital roadmaps and future digital plans. And we actually heard from one of our clients that they actually needed to go through years of innovations in only just 3 months. And in fact, the CEO of Unilever has actually phrased it like that: we've gone from peacetime mode, slow and ponderous, to a war footing. And things are happening in days that would have taken months previously. And we started producing hand sanitizers, for example, by converting a factory within 2 days. This would have never have happened before. So overall, and to summarize, both factors, technologies and increasingly digital mature competitions, are why we think that the time for manufacturers to act now and to reassess their digital transformation strategy definitely is now. So going forward, manufacturers will have the need to anticipate and respond to changing market and customer requirements in a timely but also flexible manner, while at the same time, the future will continue to be volatile and uncertain. So being resilient will be key for manufacturers. But what does it take to rewrite resilience in the face of accelerated disruption? And to answer this, IDC has developed a framework that describes the key capabilities for organizations for building up what we actually call digital resiliency. And what we mean with digital resiliency is this, actually. the ability for an organization to rapidly adapt to business disruptions by leveraging digital capabilities to not only restore business operations, but also to capitalize on the changed conditions. And what does our digital resiliency framework look like? And basically, our framework consists of 6 dimensions. So operations, brand and reputation, customers and ecosystems, workforce, financial and leadership, and organizations. And all of these dimensions need to be considered when building a digital resiliency. And this framework also comprises of 3 phases of response. From the first phase, which is respond and restore for sure. The second phase is expand and optimize. And the third phase is accelerate and innovate. And for each of these dimensions and each phases, there will be different business priorities. There will be different use cases and also enabling technologies that will have to be applied. And for organizations, it will be critical to build a roadmap towards the fully digital resilient organization. And at IDC, we already did a benchmark study to see where are organizations in terms of digital resiliency in the various dimensions. And we actually already asked organizations which metrics have already been implemented in their organization, just to get a kind of a status quo. And interestingly, metrics related to workforce resilience were considered less important among manufacturers, so compared to organizations across all industries. And operations and financial metrics are clearly considered the key metrics in manufacturing, which is not really surprising. But besides that, what are actually the current strategic business priorities of European manufacturers? And we have actually clustered the major strategic priorities from our perspective into the following 5 clusters. And first of all, we see a clear focus on high-value customer experience. And for 22%, this is the most important high-level business priority. And interestingly, for almost 60%, so 49%, investments in customer experience programs will be a top priority. And investments, for example, include investments in CRM solutions, e-commerce solutions, or an AI-enabled sales and marketing automation. Then the next strategic priority will be around smart operations. And for 57%, performance, cost, and efficiency are among the most important business priority. And for example, 76% have investment plans related to real-time supply chain intelligence and planning. And this has particularly seen, of course, increased attention since the corona pandemic. And whereas in the past, just-in-time concepts worked very well and were the key priority, this has changed. And the focus of supply chain management has shifted from being efficient to being more resilient. And another strategic priority we see relates to enabling new ways of working, which for 23% of manufacturers is among the most important business priority. And where actually 78% have investment plans related to agile work environments, such as enabling interconnected or collaborative workspaces or remote team enablement. Another key priority relates to what we call ecosystem of innovations, which is because innovation is a key priority for 22%, and for over a third of manufacturers, digital ecosystem are actually considered key enablers for exchanging and for sharing data and information. And last but not least, what we call green business, which is about embedding sustainability goals into operations and products, and which will become a major topic for manufacturers. And for 22%, the transition to a green business and sustainability requirements are actually among the most impactful global trends they will have to face. And what are considered the key technologies that will help manufacturers to execute on those strategic key business priorities? And one of our recent surveys show that the top 5 IT investment areas among manufacturing organizations in Europe relate to process automation, data analytics for improved decision-making, data protection, data trust, and privacy, of course. Then cloud platforms and also network capacity and manageability. And in fact, digital technologies are major enablers of digital resiliency. And with the most important pillar being what we call the intelligent core, which comprises analytics and AI, decision support and automation, data streams, data lakes, and databases. So what would I like you to take away from this session? First, COVID-19 has definitely accelerated digital transformation for many, many organizations. And the future is definitely going to continue to be volatile and uncertain, and it will also be increasingly digital. So to operate in the digital economy, future enterprises will need to be digitally resilient. And those manufacturing organizations that put data at the core make the best use of it, using appropriate digital technologies while at the same time striving for consistent customer centricity will for sure outperform those that don't. So thank you very much.